The vampire counts march forth.
Hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at the meat and potatoes of the Vampire Count's army, and that is Skeleton Warriors, Skeleton Spearmen, and good old thriller video extras, the zombies. Right, they're the very basic, very cheap troops that the Vampire Count army has. Don't expect them to win any fights, like, ever. But we'll go through the differences between the three and then we'll talk about how to use them in battle. So these are the normal Skeleton Warriors. They're shielded, so take less damage from missile weapons. 20 armor, 30 leadership. It's just dreadful. You can see for yourself, it's dreadful. They also they cause fear, as a lot of the undead units do, because they're undead and that's scary, which is helpful. Fear. The unit frightens all enemy units, reducing their leadership when nearby. So that's a really good thought. That just helps, gives them an edge in combat, because they fucking need it. They're awful. They're undead, meaning that instead of running away or breaking when they're in combat and they're losing, they will stay in the fight forever. It's got its upsides in the fact that they will fight down to the last man, meaning that they're going to stay in combat a lot longer. But what happens is when they're losing, they will start taking damage and they will start dying quicker. So it starts off with crumbling, and then eventually it will go for disintegrating, and they will just start falling like flies. So that's the skeletons. So the different flavour of skeletons is the Skeleton Spearmen. They are shielded as before, but they do have spears, which means they're anti-large and they've got a charge defence against large foes. So these have a sort of slightly different use in the battlefield. Stat-wise, they're almost identical. They've got slightly less attack. They have weapon strength of 24. If you highlight these bits here, it tells you where the split is. So weapon damage 19, a little bit of armor piercing, but there's that bonus against large units, which is 13, which is nice. No charge bonus. they're dreadful at charging. So they have the same thing as the other stats, same abilities rather, as the other skeletons. Then we're going to look at the zombies. So the zombies are the cheapest of them all. These are newly raised dead people. They've just picked up a sword or whatever weapon they find nearby. There's one with an axe there and all sorts of stuff. 15 armor, 30 leadership. Yeah, it's dreadful. They cause fear still, which is a bonus. They can hide in the forest. They're undead, so they suffer from that crumbling. 6,480 hit points. So slightly more hit points than the skeletons. Yeah, so 6,240 and 6,400. As near as makes no difference. They're 120 size units, so it's not very difficult. So this unit is comparably cheap to recruit, maintain and replenish. So how do you use these guys in battle? Now we're just going to muck about. I've got Manfred just coming along for the ride. How you use these guys in battle. So obviously the difference between the two skeleton units is that the spearmen can go after the knights, the cavalry of the Empire units, or not Empire, I don't know why I said Empire, any of the larger cavalry units or monstrous cavalry or monsters, all the trolls and stuff. They have a bit of a better time against them. But like I said, none of these are very fighty. So the idea is these are called clogs, not the Dutch shoe, but they clog up the enemy. Basically what you want to do is these are going to be your frontline troops, and you're going to have many units of these because they're dirt cheap, and what their whole job is to get into combat and just clog up the enemy, just keep them in the fight long enough for more important, stronger, more damaging units to go in and finish them off, to sneak around the back, get the flank charges on, get the rear charges on, overwhelm them with numbers. That's Vampire Counts is very much a number game, like the Greenskin army, especially if you're sort of going for a goblin themed Greenskin army. It's all about those numbers, really. Come on, Manfred, keep up. Should have bought your Aussie. Right, so we're going to charge these guys in. So, like I said, don't expect them to win combats on their own. They just won't ever against anything, pretty much. So we're going to charge them in some Bretonian spearmen at arms. Zombies are incredibly slow moving as well. Their speed is 23 compared to 31 of the skeletons, which isn't exactly quick. I love the way the animations on the skeletons are though. Bosh! There we go, hit the front line. So if we imagine this on a much bigger scale, our 2 units here have clogged up their 2 units, which are going to be a lot more expensive. They would, if we just left them, our units will lose. And then, okay, maybe not zombies, but we'd use... God, they're so slow. We'd use other more expensive, like, you know, like Graveguard or Black Knights or Cairn Wraiths or Crypt Ghouls, something like that, to really do the damage around them. So, like, our zombies will lose this fight against their lords, like, easily. But the thing is, if you can keep him busy, like, this unit of zombies will lose, but they will keep this guy busy for a good number of minutes. And they've paid for themselves because their lord is out of... Where the fuck is Manfred going? Their lords will eventually win, but he'll be out of the battle for 5-10 minutes. If you can get a unit of cavalry caught up in this, even missile infantry, artillery crews is fantastic. You might not win a lot of those battles, but you know, you're stopping them from doing damage to your other units. So we've got Manfred in the back here chopping away. He's happy about it. Should we... just while we're here, I think we should cast a spell. What should we cast? Let's go to that, and we'll go to... Yeah, we could raise some. Let's raise some dead. We need a bit of backup here on the flanks, boys. Hello, say hello to my little zombie friends. And there we go. Bosh. This will help in the combat. Oh, and obviously we cause fear, so that's fantastic. We've drawn their hero out of the fight, who's clogged up against our zombies. Remember, they're not going to run away. They're going to take more damage because they're crumbling, but they're not going to run away. He's still going to be in there for a good couple of minutes, and while he's out there, his leadership might not be helping these guys. They might be out of range, and they're about to lose and run away. So victory is in our grasp. Huzzah! There you go, guys. There's our little mini guide. I do love these sort of crazy, stupid units that don't really do much damage, but it's just kind of force of will and numbers game that you can eventually win the day. You've got much better units that can come in and do some damage, and I've done guides on every single unit of the undead, the Vampire Count army, and all the other armies as well. So please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and check out my other videos. Like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. And this is feeling